love, show me a heart, show me stingrays, a peace sign, something to feel your love here today. So we thank you for showing up, for being here today. I'm waiting for a special guest. I'm waiting to see what that looks like. Yeah, let's get that chat box going up. Yes, sir. Okay, Miss Rissa says, what up? Welcome, everyone. Happy Friday. All right. Thank you, friends. Thank you, everybody. If you can think of any shout outs, that's wonderful. I'd love to hear all the wonderful things that are happening on our campus. And all right, I'm going to have you guys take a quick minute while I follow up with a quick text, and I will be right with you to get started.
Little shout out here to Mrs. Kamola. She left a box of donuts. So if any of you are on campus and you want to come and share donuts, she got them all for me, I think. I think they're all mine, right, Mrs. Kamola? But I would like to share with you. She's incredible.
Yours. Thank you so much for your help.
I covered Mrs. Kamola's class for a little bit today, like really a little. And I left all the TK students unattended. So I think I would have gotten written up if I was the teacher. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mrs. Kamola.
But I went in there and saved the day with the TKers, so they weren't unattended that long. Let's make sure.
I showed up, I danced with them, and then I left them. That's how the story goes.
All right, friends, I'm going to go ahead and get started, and then we'll figure it out. My friends in the front office, just hit me up with a little texty if our special guest is in the house so that I know how to pivot when I need to. All right, let's get this party started here.
Mrs. Alate, we have a phone number on the as participants, it's 714-3139. I won't give out the rest, but hi, who's joining us?
Hi, it's Maya. It's Miss Bennett.
Ah, okay, great. Well, I'm glad you're joining us. Thank you. I'll mute myself now.
All right, here we go. So I, of course, I had every intention to give you this wonderful Friday off so that you could work. But of course, as I asked you before, right, if I needed you, I would have. So thank you for being here, because I know that I really wanted to give you that day. So it's only out of necessity that we're having this meeting. And we're going to go ahead and just kind of get started a little bit. Here's our agenda for today. We're going to do a welcome. We have some new faces, just like Mrs. Schlattman mentioned. We're going to do a quick Stingray check-in. I'd like to give you a CCSA presentation update as with also a org-wide update with Mr. Watts. We'll go over some reopening updates, some extended learning lab, talking about our partnership with Scholarship Prep and YMCA. We'll review some few little safety protocols and just some extra little items, super important on that teacher checklist to make sure that we are getting things done. And okay, awesome. Okay, so we'll go ahead and start with, sorry, friends. Hold everybody. All right. With some Stingray check-ins. I'll start with the CCSA presentation. We had it on Monday, and we had lots of visitors from all over California charter schools. And I really appreciated so many administrators, superintendents, teachers, anything you can think of that were really interested in, improving their practices and their services for foster and homeless youth. So Mr. Crow and I did pretty good together, and we made sure to get all that information, but most of all, just singing your praises for all of your effort and dedication for our foster and homeless youth. And on that note, we'd like to welcome Mr. Watts at this time to share a little bit of a org-wide update. And Mr. Watts, if you're ready, we're all here to hear.
Thank you, Ms. Altig. Can you hear me all right? All right. I am coming to you from not Los Angeles, California behind me, but South Bay, where we were measuring desks for getting kids ready to come back. So first of all, I just want to say hi to everybody. We're obviously very excited as an organization to welcome our students back into the classrooms, as many as we can fit. And, I know the families are extremely excited as well. Of course, it goes without saying, kids are super psyched about coming back on the campus. So, they are psyched because of you. So, never take for granted the impact you have on students every single day, no matter how tough and or frustrating the last 12 plus months have been. It's been unprecedented what we've all gone through. Who knows when we'll really be fully out of it, if ever. So it's one of those things that we're learning to live a different way. And a lot of what we do, especially now in education, is playing a monumental role in the daily lives of these folks. So, again, don't take for granted what your impact is every single day. I want to let you know that this past Monday, our co-founder, Sandra Romero, she retired, and well deserved. And we are excited for her next pathway, whatever that may be. But no, we are grateful for all that she's done for the organization to help get us to where we're at. And her and I had a vision to create scholarship prep. Little did we know that in 5 short years we'd have 3 schools in 3 different counties, and to see all the great things that you guys have done, especially for those students and families in Santa Ana, and the services that we provide for foster and homeless youth, as well as all of our students. It's really a moment of pride that we can all have. So with that, I'm very humbled that the board named me the executive director for scholarship prep, and nothing really will change as far as in my mind. We've got a great support system throughout the organization. There's frequent communication between our principals and our home office, and really our job is to get out of people's way and to support folks as best that we can. And if you don't see us around very much, it's not because we're in Vegas gambling or something. We are really doing the work that kind of stinks, if you will, comparatively to in classrooms with kids and even online. And so I'll tell you, as a former teacher, I really miss that, being around students and families. And thank you all for the congratulations coming in. But again, I can't wait to see everyone in person. There's some folks I've never even met in person, so I'm looking forward to that. And I say this all the time, I'll say it again. You guys, as the people who are on the ground in the classrooms doing the work every single day, are what make us tick, what make us successful. And part of my job is to go around and talk to people, and do that for different reasons. And one of those reasons is for growth and expansion. And when you're one little school, you kind of want to keep your family the way that it is. But as you grow, you realize that if you grow intelligently, you expand resources and you expand supports. And it really can make each individual school stronger if it's done right. And so the way that happens is I can go around and talk to people about the things that you guys are doing. So it's not what we're doing at the home office. It's what you guys are doing. It's the results that you get with your kids. And so we talk about test scores, we talk about support systems, we talk about outcomes, we talk about things like, hey, we're providing transportation to our homeless and foster youth as necessary. We're giving out uniforms. We're killing it with test scores. And even without the state test, the iReady results are coming back really strong. Those are the things we get to talk about. And it's fun to talk about those things, but I'm not doing them. Those are the things you guys are doing. And so I'm greatly appreciative of all that and all the work that you guys do. Keep it going. If you were killing it in distance learning, even in a hybrid model previously, I can only imagine how we're going to be the rest of the year when we get as many kids as we can into the classrooms physically, so that you have the opportunity to best provide that support, that intervention on a daily basis. So thank you again, everyone. We're excited for this new chapter. And I am moving quickly to try to get us to grow and grow intelligently, because that will only provide more opportunities for everyone within the organization, for those who want to grow as well with us. but don't think that the classroom isn't a great place. I'll tell you that because I miss it every single day. So thank you again. Have a great weekend. And I am off to the next meeting to talk to more folks. So thank you guys. I'll see you soon.
Thank you, Mr. Watson. Congratulations again. Santa Ana, show him some love. Thank you, Mr. Watts. We appreciate you, and we'll see you very soon. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, guys.
All right, bye. Okay. All right. We're back on it. We're back on. Can you see the screen? See? All right, let's do some Stingray check-ins. All right, number one, teachers, you are awesome. Thank you for having this wonderful game night. I got to peek in, but unfortunately I had meetings afterwards, and by meetings I mean more moving around furniture. So I didn't only get to pop into TK4, but I did want to just quickly show those pictures. I'm so sorry, 5'8", but I was thinking of you the whole time. Just a quick little shout out. I got to see Miss Park's class. I got to see Kinder. Miss Park or kindergarten teachers, did you want to share any little highlight? We'd just love to hear from just what it was like to have a virtual open house. Miss Park or kindergarten? You don't mind.
Oh, we had a really great time with our kids, and we got to see our families. We did it together. So it was really nice to see the other kindergartners and for them to like meet each other, because in first grade, they're going to be all mixed up. So it was really cool to see that. And the little siblings that we'll probably be getting in our classrooms, you know, next year or in the coming years. And talk about Disney stuff. Ours was Disney themed. So our kids were wearing like their little princess costumes, and we did Disney trivia, and then we drew Mickey Mouse, which was really, really hard.
Yes, it is. Mickey Mouse is not easy to draw. Thank you, Ms. Valdivia. Thank you for that. Is Ms. Park on the line at all? I can't see. No? Okay, we can keep moving. We'll just keep moving. I got to pop into Miss Everett. That was a really competitive Kahoot game that she had going on. And I also got to see Mr. Hirschler. Miss Everett, would you like to share how your virtual open house went?
Yeah, so it was good turnout. They had a great time. So we did a Kahoot, and it was like third grade trivia. So just what we've covered in class and some of the apps we've used, just questions along those lines. And they really enjoyed it. It was competitive. They brought their families in. So yeah, it was a really good time.
Thank you, Miss Everett. And Mr. Hirschler, how did your first virtual open house at Scholarship Prep go?
Well, you can see there are 3 students and 1 parent, so it went really well.
But they enjoyed their time spending that
Oh
time
yeah,
with
we
you.
did 2 Kahoots. We had a fun scavenger hunt. It was a good time. I hope more show up next time.
For sure, Mr. Hirschler. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We got to pop into second grade. Second grade did all of their open house together. Can I have a representative from second grade to share what that experience was like? And thank you, Mr. Hirschler and Ms. Everett, for sharing.
I think second grade had a great time. It was wonderful to see the kids all collaborating with each other and just hyping each other up, even though they hadn't seen each other in so long across the second grade band. So it was really nice. We did some Bouquet, Kahoot, and some charades. So
all right. All right. And so just to kind of spotlight some of our, thank you, friends, and thank you everybody for that sacrifice of, guys, exhausted as you are, logging on and putting on that beautiful face, those smiles for our families. But we'd like to highlight our Lego Engineering Week, 6th through 8th grade. And Mrs. Schlattman, who would you like to share on this?
I would love to tap into Miss Lopez. Alejandra, I know you're in the call, and I just want to say this was such a cool program. Can you tell us just a little bit about it and what's going on? Because today's the last day, correct?
Correct. Today's the last day, and then their session today is actually 2 hours. So each day, well, it starts off with a bag of Legos. The kids have 0 instructions to the bag of Legos, so they can play with them at home. Once the lesson gets started, the instructor, which is Miss Allie, Professor Allie, every day she does a different activity. So for example, the first day she did an elevator. So literally they cranked the elevator with the Legos. The second day they did, a
With
race
a car,
car.
right?
Yes, a race car. And then they just continue doing Legos, engineering, robotics for the remainder of the week. I personally love this program. I didn't know how engineer can tie to Legos. I know like building stuff, right? So like that's the basics, but she actually gets these items moving and it's a great experience.
Yes, and her three things is design, create, and test. So that's
Correct. And then another thing that she does is that if they like the activity, I know some students get more excited. Like when we did the cars, she explains to them what career field they can go into so that they can practice engineering in the future.
Yeah, we had so much fun, and this is open to all families, 6th through 8th grade. We advertised this through the newsletter and Class Dojo, and families emailed us, and that's how they signed up. We saw really great success, and hopefully we'll get to do this again, have another week long of Lego engineering. And maybe one of you guys love it so much, maybe we can make it part of our after school program one day. Not today.
Not today. All right.
Yes.
Thank you guys. That was our quick little Stingray update. We'll go ahead and head on to the reopening updates. And thank you for teachers that I just kind of cold called you and you're ready to go. I appreciate hearing your voices. So on this slide deck, it will be everything that you'll need for March reopening. Here is just the updated master staff list because we're getting some new faces. We're so excited. We brought back Molly Williams on Monday and we have some more people to introduce to you. So we're little by little growing our staff again. When you need something, click this link and this is links right back to our master schedule. If you need phone numbers, universities, any point of reference, emails, whatever you may need, this is now updated here. From there, we've already have your symptom tracker locked in so that if you need it, if you forget, bookmark it, but this is here ready for you. And in your classrooms, Mr. Carcamo and our amazing custodial team make sure that you have your own thermometer, batteries, oh my gosh, so many different things, gloves, all the things that are in your room, if you can find them. So make sure you know where those are. From there, your class roster is also linked here. We can't believe that we finally got to this point. At one point, I didn't think we were going to, and the phone calls have not stopped. So right now what we're telling families is we are holding off for these 2 weeks to see who's staying, who's going, who didn't show up, who left before we, move the earth again, the heaven and the stars like we did just to finally get to this point. So we're going to stay here unless we contact you and we figure something else out. But otherwise our messaging is parents, just wait for us, just wait. So we'll see how that goes. Moving forward, your restroom procedures. Hopefully, Ms. Pursuto, all of this works again. I didn't test it, so just make sure that you have this ready for you, the restroom trackers. And then we're going to go into Extended Learning Lab and our partnership with YMCA, how we were finally able to bring this to life and bring some kiddos onto campus for an Extended Learning Lab. And we want to definitely maximize this time for these children that need it the most. So we'd like to kind of give you a little bit of an overview, and I'm going to kick it off to Mrs. Schlottman as she introduces some new faces and how we will work together to totally make a difference for our kids. Mrs. Schlottman.
Yes, thank you so much. I'm so pleased to have the opportunity to finally share with all of you what the Learning Lab will look like. So you'll have a schedule today. You'll look at how you and us are going to communicate to ensure that every student that's in the Learning Lab has a game plan, an action plan, and that we can communicate to ensure that they're being successful. Our goal is that they leave by 3:15 with their homework done for the day, if it's possible. So that's our goal right here. So I'm so excited to introduce you. I have two of these amazing ladies on the line, Miss Fiona and Miss Alejandra Lopez. I know you've met Alejandra Lopez before, and we just heard from her, but Miss Fiona is brand new and she is a full-time staff here. She's one of you now. She's part of the family like all of us here. And so Fiona, if you're there, I saw you earlier.
Yep.
Can I put you on the spot for a second? Can you just quickly give us a little intro and just how did you get involved in education and what are you excited about joining Scholarship Prep?
So I've pretty much always been in education of some kind, whether it be after school or stuff like that. But I started doing my ECE and working with younger children. I was a preschool teacher for 5 years and kind of was the head of curriculum and doing all that at a private school in Huntington. And then I was a paraprofessional for 3 years at another charter school. And then I basically mostly work with autism, but I worked with all the different things. So just supporting students and helping, the SPED team kind of with all of that and finding different ways to help children with their learning experiences.
Okay, so you can probably figure out why we're so excited to have her. I mean, she is going to support us in the learning lab. So you can be sure that Miss Fiona is going to be with we have 2 cohorts. She'll be with the younger cohorts. And so she'll be your point person to ensure that every kid in your classroom or in your distance learning, or I should call it learning lab, cohort will be able to participate virtually with you as well. All right, so let's go ahead and go to the next slide if possible. And Alejandra, can I give you the chance to explain this beautiful weekly schedule?
Yes, of course. So this is how the learning lab schedule will be running through. So it's going to be Monday to Thursday, no students on campus on Friday. It's going to run from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. That's going to be their 10-minute breakfast. 8:10 to 8:15, that's going to be our cleanup. 8:15 through 11:15, that's going to be your virtual time with your students. 11:15 to 11:45 will be our lunchtime. 11:45 to 12 is going to be a silent reading time. I noticed that some of you teachers are involved in the Pizza Hut book program. So in order to keep these students motivated, we are going to enroll these students in the Book It program as well, so that they can get a little compensation and motivation out of the reading time. From 12 to 1, we'll be doing rotations and physical activity and homework. So because we have to keep everything social distance, we're going to cut that hour into half-hour increments so that they can swap with their outside playtime. From 1 to 2, it's going to be independent studies, our homework, and catching up on missing assignments. Teachers, please, you are welcome to come into our classroom to see if you guys need to talk to any students in regards to missing assignments. If you need to come talk to my staff in regards to missing assignments, you guys are totally welcome to come in there and let us know or talk to the students. From 2 to 3, it's going to be enrichment. Enrichment is more like a free activity that they're going to do that can range from art, STEM, science, engineering, math, anything that they want to do. I'm going to try and do my best to have them give me input on what activities they want to do, just because it is a long day for them and I would like them to enjoy that day. And Ms. Schlottman had talked about having a proud project to take home. So then on 3 to 3:15, that's going to be our drive-through cleanup and dismissal.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And I want to say I'm so grateful for Fiona and for Alejandra, because we truly have put this together in a very short period of time. But this is through the feedback that we're getting from our teachers. We know how much of a struggle it is to have a student in another room. So we want to make sure that we are just so aligned with you and that everything that we do is intentional to make sure that your student is being successful. We are going to be sharing a document with you where you can fill in, you can hyperlink and give us your weekly agenda. I just have this as an example, but it can be anything that you already have in place. So like, for example, Ms. DeGrano, I know you're really good about putting the weekly assignments in your classroom, your Google site. You just hyperlink that for us. And that way the staff that's supporting the kids in the learning lab will be able to ensure that they complete every daily assignment. And we'll have a way to communicate on a weekly and even daily basis, and also with attendance. That'll be part of that as well. So our goal is to have attendance to you by 9 a.m. every day. And we'll send you an email about that, because I know that doesn't pertain to everyone, but we'll talk about this offline. So thank you so much for being patient. Keep giving us feedback, because that's how we're going to make this learning lab effective for you and our students.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody. We're really, again, excited. Fiona's going to be that liaison for us, so that if you really need to get a message out to your child, and Mrs. Schlottman and I are running somewhere else, and Mr. Carcamo's busy, and Miss Sandoval's on the phone, that Fiona can be that link for us so that it's streamlined and feels really good. Fiona, did you want to add something?
I was just going to say, you're more than welcome to share my cell phone as well. As I know, with being on campus, sometimes it's just easier to send like a quick text. I'm totally fine with that. For teachers, if they're in the middle of something, I know they have a lot on their plate. So you're welcome to share that out as well with my email.
Absolutely. I'll add that to the master schedule. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
All right. So going on for our amazing, going back, here we go. For our safety protocols. So I like to explain to you, I didn't want to put this on your plate last week, but I do need to share with you our mission for the flow of traffic. Right now, the city of Santa Ana, as you can imagine, has had a little bit of beef with us in terms of our traffic flow and the main, our one-way street, 17th Street. It has now been a bigger issue because of our friend's new song, who kind of stops traffic to a complete halt for the Every Friday food drive, which is now kind of, I would say, causing problems for us with the new property on Grand that we are trying to open up in the 2023-2024 school year. So we are now in a position where we need to show good faith that Scholarship Prep knows to take all of that traffic as much as we can off of that main road onto our property. So we're going to go ahead and continue with that double line, 2 lanes of traffic coming in. And that was one day I remember Rissa thought of that idea and she's like, come on, let's do it. And then her and Tony did it one time and it worked. And we're going to go ahead and continue. What we are going to do is refine where children are being dropped off or being picked up, and making sure that we know where there's a no child loading zone, so that we can keep our eyes on all of these beautiful babies as we expect more traffic as more friends are coming onto campus. Again, this is where our teachers are going to make sure that we drop off our babies as close as we can over here, right? So that we can keep moving the traffic out this way, and then a nice smooth getaway for our families. But we want to make sure that you come down 11:20. If at 11:28 it's time, please go. It's time to go for lunch. And we always like to give you that, teachers, you were released, get out of here, go enjoy your lunch. So we want to make sure that we do that. But our mission is to get that flow of traffic onto our property so that we can show good faith. And we can talk about that later, and why and how that's going to affect us moving forward. So thank you for your support. Thank you for your watchful eyes. And that's the flow of traffic. All right, friends, I sent this email out earlier today. This is definitely brought to admin attention yesterday. So I am definitely the messenger, but I am also the person that you can contact right away so that we can discuss what this is. Again, it's just a travel protocol. This is an advisory by California that was in place in January 6th, I believe, but Scholarship Prep went ahead and said that we're putting that place, the travel protocol for students. This is for students and staff and home office, that we are not to travel more than, or encourage you not to travel more than 120 miles from your place of residence. This is effective Monday, March 22nd. If you do go, you will have to have that 10-day quarantine. And so basically this is definitely puts us in a bind, right? Because we don't have that type of coverage for the 10 days. I am definitely willing to look to see, because the last thing I want to do is have it impact our children, in which case we would have to close the class down until the teacher of record would be in the clearance, I would say, from that 10-day quarantine. This is definitely something that's a one-to-one conversation. And so I am here for you to support you. So you just come directly to me about this, and we will go ahead and move forward with that. But this is just a heads up to everybody that this is effective Monday, March 22nd. Again, any questions, just call me, text me, and I'll call you right away so that we can talk this out and get a plan going. All right. And this has also been sent out to our families. So teachers, if you hear Vamos a Mexico, we're going here, we're going there, it's time to let us know right away so that we can ensure the safety of you and the rest of our scholars, as we would like to keep our school open for the remainder of the school year. Again, we'll go ahead and open it up for questions, but I just want to continue moving to get all this information to you. We're going to go ahead and go over really quickly the checklist for reopening. Effective right away, as soon as you can, hopefully by Monday. We do need a seating chart for AM and PM. I expressed to you guys from November to this time, there's a different oversight, which I appreciate. We want to ensure that we are all safe. The seating chart is important for contact tracing, if you could. We are asking if you could please leave the blue tape for students to see where desks are. Naturally, they kind of tend to move a little bit. So we want to make sure that we reset. We have tons of blue tape, so we can let us know and we'll get you some so we can redo. We are asking for you to check all technology. Ms. Davis will be on campus early on Monday morning, ready to go. Sanitize and remove your personal belongings. Make sure everything's ready to go. You've already read this. Check your PPE, your lesson plans. Communication with parents. The Stop It will handle that. Any parent questions over the weekend, shoot them over to myself and Mrs. Schlottman. We will take care of that. Get your walkie-talkies ready and be ready to go for this amazing reopening that we can't do without you. And that is kind of our checklist, but the seating chart, we will follow up to make sure that we have that, as we're doing our best to do all types of contact tracing if we have to. And that's where our questions are.
I want to answer the question for Ms. Darlimple.
I
Should
haven't
we
checked.
be leaving the air filters on overnight? Yes, you should be leaving those on overnight. We want to keep those running consistently. The only people who should be turning them off, should be one of us in the administration office or one of our custodians.
Great question. I haven't checked the chat box yet, friends. Oh yes, blue tape we have in the front office for sure. Oh, okay. All right. Is there any questions? Anybody want to unmute themselves or ask anything clarifying? Again, have we missed anything? Everything's on that slide deck for you to have reference to.
I have a question.
Yes.
I saw on the slide deck that it said staff masks and shields. Was that correct, that we need a mask and a shield, or just a mask or a shield with a bib?
Whatever you feel comfortable, Ms. Baruch, all of those have been made available to you. Great question. Thank you for that clarifying question. Mr. Hirschler, what number? Yeah, Victor, remind me, what's our number? What channel do we need to be on for the walkie-talkies? Mr.
I believe it was 4.
4. Yeah, okay, cool. Channel 4. Thank you, sir.
No, I'm not gonna.
Yes. Thank you, Jelani. The checklist also says the table outside of our classroom. Do we need to do that?
No.
we do not. I'll take that out. No lunch table. Aha. If a teacher has to quarantine due to travel, will their class go to virtual for the 10 days? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That's why just come talk to me so that we can start planning and talking and communicating. Definitely, as that impacts everybody. Absolutely.
I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording at this time.
Yeah, great.